So, to the Daedokanopoulos Foundation, how can you attract more people here or even more foreigners here? I think more than anything, just education. A lot of people don't realize that this area has so much entertainment, food, cafe options, as well as beautiful nature. So this Daedokanopoulos has a lot to do and a lot to see. But there are a lot of foreigners in this area, a lot of foreign researchers, and every year there's more and more people here. I think from a foreigner's perspective, this area is known as the technological science hub of Korea. However, I guess I can go deeper on that. People outside of Korea don't know a lot about Daedokanopoulos because there's so much focus on Seoul. Actually, I had a friend recently who moved to Korea, and I told them that I work at KAIST, and that KAIST was a very competitive Sky University. And they said, "Where is KAIST?" I said, "Daejeon." And they said, "Not in Seoul? I thought all the Sky Universities were in Seoul. Why is it in Daejeon?" They said, "Why in Daejeon?" So I think when foreigners move here, they realize what Daedokanopoulos is, but non-scientific people all over the world, this might be a small criticism of Korea, I guess, they always think of Seoul as Korea. It's like that's the only city. So personally, I think it's a problem. I hope that in the future Korea can be seen as a whole, and I think Daedokanopoulos region is one of those parts. Because if we think about it, Korea is known for their science and their technology and their brain power. That's the number one resource here. And that resource is, the heart of it is in this Daedokanopoulos area of Daejeon, not in Seoul. So, yeah. It might be hyperbolic to say, it might be exaggerating, but this is seriously one of the most important parts of Korea in the whole country. This region, very important place.
What can you tell us about Daedokanopoulos?
So I could talk a lot about Daedokanopoulos. I worked here for 8 years actually, since I moved to Korea. This is the only place that I've worked in Korea. I can tell you that it's an incredibly beautiful area. Actually, all 4 seasons, Daejeon people come here to take walks along the stream, to look at the beautiful trees. This is one of the best places to see the Botgut in April, the Dampung in fall. And as a food lover, I can tell you there's so many good matjip, so many good restaurants and cafes. But I think the reason that it is special is Daejeon has a lot of space compared to some other cities, and the Daedokanopoulos area has a lot of space. So there are many, many research institutes here, but also a lot of beautiful parks, places to relax. When you tell people that Daedokanopoulos is like the Silicon Valley of Korea, they imagine sort of modern buildings and technology. But really, I see Daedokanopoulos as a healing place, kind of. It's like a healing place in Daejeon. And I love working here. I love working here because if I ever get too stressed, I can just take a walk or go for a coffee or get delicious food.
Please tell me benefits of working in Daedokanopoulos.
As I mentioned before, it's like, work can be very stressful, and if you don't have a place where you can go and breathe and play even sometimes, the stress can be unbearable. So there's a lot that I love about working and living in Daedokanopoulos. I'm a huge food fan. Food is my main hobby, and this area is full of really great restaurants. I also love coffee. There's great coffee here. But beyond that too, I think the people that live and work around here, some of the smartest people in the world are here. You can feel that energy. Every day that you meet people, you know you're working with world changers, people who are gonna literally change the future of the world, not just Korea, but of the world. So I feel very lucky to be a small part of that and meeting these people.
You have been working in Daedok for 7 years. Tell us about your interesting experience.
Yeah, I think I will talk a little bit about when I first moved to Daejeon. That was interesting because people have an impression of Daejeon when they read about it online. They say like no jemshi or in my mind as an American, I imagined a very small city and I imagined like this technology cluster area basically, which it is. But what really shocked me coming here was just how beautiful it was. You know, I recommend renting a bike or buying a bike here, and this area is just connected to the rest of the city. I think that was probably the most surprising thing for me living here, was just realizing that this area, Daedokkanopolis, is not it's not a boring place, and it's not just where people go to work. I think more and more Daejeon citizens realize this is a hub for Daejeon culture. That's another thing that was really surprising to me, is there are so many events and festivals held around here. And even more and more every year. There's more festivals and everything. Actually, when my family visits from America, we always stay in this area because there's so many places to walk and enjoy, get seongsimdang in the morning. And yeah, it's great.
Tips for foreigners who are living in Daejeon or visiting Daedok.
Okay, that's a really, really good one. I would say my number one tip is just explore as much as possible. I recommend a practical tip. I recommend getting a bicycle. Daejeon is one of the best bike-friendly cities, and you can explore this whole city so easily. We're right along a bike path here, and it's connected to everything. I would say learn some Korean. The first word you should learn is 맛있어요. If you do that, you will open up a lot of doors and people will accept you more. But also, don't be afraid to go to some local restaurants here. It can feel intimidating as a foreigner the first time you go into like a, Keungil Sikdang, where the ajumma has a very strict face. But just be uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, you're going to discover some new knowledge. And another thing too, just kind of a tip for coming here, meet the people here. This area, Daedokkanopolis area, as I mentioned, has some of the most interesting people. I love living in Daejeon in this area. You can ask people, what do you do? Oh, I study nuclear fusion, and like it's just really wild and crazy. So one huge advantage of living here is, as I mentioned, the nature, the parks. Every season is beautiful here. In April, this is one of the best places to see the 벚꽃, the cherry blossoms. And in the fall, like right now, you can see the dampung, the beautiful leaves. So yeah, it's a beautiful area, beautiful place. Dampung, we have just pristine nature here because it's such a clean environment. Yeah, this road is really amazing. There's been many times where I've been like stressed from working too much and just popping over here, taking a walk along this path. you can really just get your energy back. This is such a cool area. You can really tell that Daedokkanopolis can provide that energy to rejuvenate people. All the researchers here are so lucky. It's a beautiful place. We just got some coffee at a wonderful coffee shop at Kigum, and now we're walking along the stream here. There's a beautiful road that goes through all these beautiful nature spots. There's Buttnamu, Kimchi. So right along the forest path here in Daedokkanopolis, you can find the Daejeon Currency Museum. And as I was walking by, I just got kind of thinking, why is the Currency Museum here in Daedokkanopolis? But if you really think about it, Korea's most important resource is that human resources of the brain. And Daedokkanopolis area, this is the heart of that. This is the heart of science and technology in Korea. This cluster, this research area is where I would say almost the backbone of Korea's entire economy. It's one of the most important places in Korea, and yeah, it's really cool to see the Currency Museum and kind of reflect about how this area is really important for Korea as an economic impact zone. If you don't know, you know, Korea doesn't have a lot of natural resources. A lot of the resources is brain power and science. And every year that I work here, more and more I see Korea competing with the entire world to be the best at that. So it's amazing. It's amazing to be here, and it's amazing to walk around here, see all of these research institutes lined up next to this beautiful path, and it kind of comes here to this Currency Museum, really signifying the importance of this area, the Daedokkanopolis area, has on the economy. 50 years. This is the 50th anniversary of Daedokkanopolis, and it's made a huge impact on the Korean economy and on the Korean people. And it's really great to really reflect on that. It's amazing. But the history of Daedokkanopolis here, it's so interesting that before this region was developed as a science hub in Daejeon, the population was quite small. Daejeon was a very small city. And I think within the course of just a few years after Daedokkanopolis was established, thousands of researchers moved here. And the city of Daejeon grew tremendously, all because of this region. Very, very important part of Daejeon history. So guys, this is actually inside the Daedokkanopolis Foundation. As I said, there's significant history here. The beginning of the Daedokkanopolis area was started in 1973, and this is actually the main headquarters of the Daedokkanopolis Foundation. They're the ones who are in charge of developing this whole area, maintaining it and promoting it. So it's really amazing to be here. Just next door is Seongsimdang. I might head over there and check it out. They just finished remodeling, so I'm gonna check it out. But anyways, I'm so humbled and honored to be a part of this project, to be part of the Daedalkanopolis Foundation promotion. Come to this area. It's absolutely beautiful. Good food, good coffee, good people. It's the heart of the Korean economy. So come check it out.